In this training, we will discuss solvent usage, disposal, and recycling. It also includes information about solvent reduction practices that promote sustainability and cost savings. What is solvent? A solvent is a chemical or chemical mixture used to break down other materials by dissolving them. Solvents are typically a liquid and have a variety of industrial uses. Solvents are often hazardous and are disposed of as hazardous waste. That is waste that is dangerous and capable of having a harmful effect on human health or the environment. It is therefore important to understand the risks associated with improper use and disposal of solvents in the workplace. Each solvent has its own specific hazards, so be familiar with the Safety Data Sheet, or SDS, associated with the solvents being used in your workplace. Solvents can enter our systems by inhalation, direct skin or eye contact, or even by accidental ingestion. Safety data sheets will specify appropriate usage of personal protective equipment necessary for the specific solvent, as well as proper storage and use of the material. Practicing the safety measures established in the SDS will help mitigate health risks associated with using the solvent. Most solvents are volatile and flammable substances, which means they need to be handled with caution. It is crucial to follow all fire hazard safety instructions on the safety data sheet. Cleaning up spills and storing solvent in the appropriate flammable cabinets helps reduce unnecessary air pollution and the risk of fire or explosion. Aside from posing potential risks to human health, solvents are also hazardous to the environment. Solvents often consist of volatile organic compounds known as VOCs. VOCs react with sunlight and form ground-level ozone, which is the main ingredient in smog. Breathing ozone can have negative health effects, especially in children, older adults, people who work outside, and people with asthma. Some solvents even contain hazardous air pollutants, or HAPs. By reducing the amount of solvent we use and practicing proper usage, storage, and disposal techniques, we can help reduce VOCs and HAPs in the environment, promoting a sustainable and healthy future. There are several practices that can be done every day to ensure you are playing a part in solvent reduction. One of the most important practices you can do is to use only the amount of solvent needed for the specific task. For example, when using solvent in a hand wipe process, be aware of how you apply the solvent onto the wipe. One potential method to try is a cupping method. By holding cheesecloth in a cupped hand when applying solvent, it can catch any potential excess solvent. When rags or cloth are used to apply the solvent, avoid completely saturating the rags to the point of excess solvent dripping off the cloth. Another example would be when soaking a tool or applicator with solvent, only use enough to cover the tool that needs to be soaked to avoid using more than necessary. Oversaturation can reintroduce contamination to already cleaned areas. Be certain to keep solvent containers sealed to reduce loss through evaporation. Keeping solvent containers closed is not only required by some federal regulations, but this practice reduces exposure in the workplace, helps prevent spills, and saves money. If solvent is spilled, clean it up immediately and dispose of cleaning rags in a covered hazardous waste bin to prevent VOCs and HAPs from evaporating. Ensure solvent is being stored and disposed of properly according to your company's policies. There are many simple solvent reduction projects your company can implement to reduce solvent use and the associated impacts and costs. Use engineering and administrative controls to ensure the best solvent procedures are being utilized in all applications of your company. Follow the three-step pollution prevention mantra. Change the material, change the process, or change the technology. Consider whether a less toxic material is available that will still get the task completed. Solvents are continuously replaced with less hazardous alternatives. For more ideas on where to begin your solvent replacement project, you can go to the Toxic Use Reduction Institute's website or contact K-State's Pollution Prevention Institute for free, confidential technical assistance. If the solvent cannot efficiently be replaced, try changing the process. Be sure to follow all steps mentioned in the best practices section of this video and look for opportunities where even small process changes can make a difference. This can include increasing employee awareness of conservative solvent usage by documenting and dispensing the amount of solvent that is needed for specific tasks, or designing a procedure for returning unused solvent to the proper location and instructing workers about disposal methods of hand wipe cleaning solvent. Increasing employee awareness and enhancing training can help reduce the amount of usable solvent that is unnecessarily disposed of. Enhanced training can also help remind employees to be careful of their solvent usage. Look at your company's solvent processes and see if there is any similar potential for reduction of unnecessary solvent disposal. Make sure to follow all policies to do your part to ensure solvent is not wasted. Lastly, changing the technology can also help reduce solvent usage and waste. Investing in equipment that replaces outdated and hard-to-maintain machines can reduce your solvent waste generated both when the machine needs cleaning prior to maintenance and if the machine uses solvent in its regular operation. Look for equipment within your own facility to see if any upgrades can help reduce solvent usage and waste that might be created. Another way you can use technology to improve your process is by utilizing solvent recycling machines. These machines take used solvent and use a distillation process to separate the waste out and return the clean solvent. This process allows solvent to be recycled, which significantly reduces the amount of raw material that needs to be purchased and the amount of hazardous waste and air pollutants produced. One recent study of these recycling machines has shown an 80 to 90% return rate for recycled solvent. You may find similar results. Looking for similar opportunities in your company can reduce hazardous air emissions, create a safer environment for employees, and enhance cost savings by reducing raw material costs and hazardous waste disposal costs. By following these simple steps every day, you can play an important role in protecting the environment and creating a safer and healthier workplace. Identify ways your company can benefit from changing the materials, processes, or technology to reduce solvent use in the workplace.